Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is so exciting. Welcome to all of our media friends, and as well as the fans watching online via Facebook live stream. So glad you can be joining us too. This is obviously a very rare event, a press conference coming live from the Opry House, home of the Grand Ole Opry. And I am very, very honored to be your moderator for this special occasion. My name's Katie Cook. I think I already know all of you guys, but just in case I don't, very glad to be with you today. Well, I have a fun way to kick off, because my first job is to bring up one of my favorite people. She's the VP of Development, Education, and Community Outreach for the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. Please help me welcome Lisa Purcell.
Hey, guys. Well, thanks so much, Katie. Back in 2003, when Loretta Lynn received the prestigious Kennedy Center honors, someone asked her about her contributions to the nation's music and culture. Cultural contributions, she responded, "What is that? I just was saying it like I was living it. People would go around that, but I went right through the middle. If you don't like it as it is, it's not a good story, is it? Tell the daggum story like it is." Loretta Lynn is a member of the Country Music Hall of Fame, the highest honor a country artist can receive. She earned membership in the Hall of Fame by telling her own story, just like it is, in a way that reflects our own stories and our struggles and our truths. On stage, in her beautiful gowns, she radiates elegance, but the words and the melodies she shares with her audience favor unvarnished truth over elegance and image. Jack White calls Loretta the most important female singer-songwriter of the 20th century, and she continues to write and record and inspire in the 21st century. By telling the story like it is, unvarnished, with humor and heartache, Loretta demanded equality. She changed minds, and she changed music. The Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum is dedicated to educating future generations of young women and young men about the beauty and cultural importance of country music, as well as Loretta's ways and means, her artistry, and her achievements. We do this because we know that her story will inspire and empower others to contribute to our culture by telling the dadgum story. Thank you.
Tell the dadgum story. I love it. And thank you, Lisa. Thank you for all of your important work at the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. Very important to our community, right? And of course, we can't talk about country music in our community without talking about the Grand Ole Opry in the conversation. And I would now like to introduce the SVP of Programming and Artist Relations and GM of the Grand Ole Opry, Sally Williams.
Thank you, Katie. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you who are here at the Grand Ole Opry House today, as well as all of those who are watching online. We're gathered today to celebrate an icon who made her Grand Ole Opry debut in 1960. As I understand it, she was so nervous that she actually doesn't remember much of her first Opry performance, which took place at the Ryman. Her husband had been driving her around the country, promoting her first single, Honky Tonk Girl, and she didn't even know that she was booked on the Opry until the day of her performance. The couple spent the night before sleeping in their car just outside the Ryman doors. It wasn't until she woke up that she realized he had parked it in front of the Ryman and that her dream was about to come true. Clearly, she didn't let her nerves get the better of her. She nailed her debut performance, and only 2 years later, on September 25th, 1962, she officially became a Grand Ole Opry member. And so much more has happened since that night in 1960. We've been fortunate to experience songs like Fist City and Don't Come Home a-Drinkin' with Lovin' on Your Mind, hit songs that she both wrote and recorded. She was the first woman to have this kind of success in country music. She also holds the honor of being the first woman to win the top Country Music Association honor. In 1972, Loretta took home the award for Entertainer of the Year. She was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1988, and in 2020 became the first female country artist to chart Billboard singles in 6 decades. And of course, she's the storyteller behind Coal Miner's Daughter, the song and New York Times bestselling autobiography that inspired the Best Picture Oscar-nominated film. Born April 14th, 1932, in what's now known as Butcher Holler in Kentucky, this amazing woman overcame her impoverished upbringing to become a pioneer for women in country music and an inspiration to all women. NPR notes, she's drawn on her backstory with a mixture of saltiness, sentimentality, and wit that gives it heart and resonance. And she's done the same with stories that fall outside of her personal experience. She's truly elevated the earthy art of telling it like it is. In such a storied career, there is still one thing she's never done. And for that, please welcome Senior Vice President of Global Touring with AEG, Allie Harnell.
Thank you, Sally. Thank you, everybody, for being here and for watching. Yeah, there's one thing Loretta said she'd never done, and that's what we're here to talk about today. Loretta has never had a birthday party. She's performed on her birthday. She's obviously had birthdays, but she's never had a birthday party. So a couple of years ago, we started talking about doing a tribute show. She said, tribute. And then a couple years ago, she did 2 shows at the Ryman around her birthday, on her birthday. But she'd never had a birthday party. So this year, on April 1st at Bridgestone Arena, we're going to throw Loretta a big old birthday party. And we've got a lot of great guests. I think we're going to roll a video, right? Am I rolling the video? We're going to roll a video for you now, tell you a little bit about the event. So that was our fancy way of telling you guys that Alan Jackson and Brandy Clark, Darius Rucker, Garth Brooks, George Strait, hold on, I know these, Jack White, Casey Musgraves, Keith Urban, Little Big Town, Margot Price, Martina McBride, Miranda Lambert, Pistol Annies, Trisha Yearwood, and a lot more people are calling to ask if they can be on this, are going to come and celebrate this iconic woman. I get choked up every time I think about the honor of presenting this event. Loretta Lynn. Hey, lovely. Hi. And her glorious daughter, Patsy.
So good to see you. Well, this is cause for celebration indeed. We have a little surprise for you, Miss Loretta. Somebody that's very excited to see you. In fact, I'm not even going to announce him. I'm just going to let him come right out here and surprise you. Okay. Come on out here, friend.
How you doing, Miss Loretta? How are you doing, beautiful? It's Garth. How are you? Oh, you doing good? You look fantastic.
Garth Brooks, everybody.
You look great. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Coming, I know, but happy birthday. How are you all? Good morning. Happy New Year.
Good to see you.
Thank you. It's great to see you. How you doing? You look beautiful.
You
doing good?
It's all about Loretta now.
Yes, ma'am.
We're so excited to have you here. And on top of this surprise, well, actually, first of all, before we get the other surprise out here, just tell us why you're excited to be here.
Well, I'm excited because she's here. It's just, it's one of the sweetest things on the planet that someone who is at where everyone moves here to be treat you like an equal from the second that you meet them. Mm-hmm. And you have always been in my corner. You have always fought for me. which you've been busy doing that. That's pretty much our story.
And
but
I love you.
I love you to pieces, and it's just got better every time, every second. You know, I was 20 feet away from Katharine Hepburn in Radio City Music Hall when she said it. It's this beautiful thing she said. She goes, if a woman has it doesn't matter what she doesn't have. And if a woman doesn't have it doesn't matter what else she does have. And I don't know if I've ever met someone who has it as much as Miss Loretta does.
That's beautiful.
Very sweet.
Well, we are definitely here to celebrate it, and to add to the celebration, to make it truly Opry-size, we have another surprise. Come on out here.
Yeah, this is my favorite part. It's beautiful.
Me too.
Oh, that's
what
great.
is it?
It is a cake like you would not believe.
Beautiful big cake for you to help
Really?
celebrate you. Oh, look
Isn't that pretty?
Oh my
Gorgeous.
goodness. It's gonna be good, friends.
It's your favorite color, too.
Yeah.
Isn't that pretty?
Beautiful.
It's all to celebrate you.
That's great.
It's gorgeous.
I'm
Can
not
you
worth
guys see it?
this.
It's absolutely beautiful. I want to tilt it up, but then I'm
I know.
afraid it'll go.
I'm scared if we tilt it up, it'll slide onto the floor, but they'll all get to take pictures
Good.
of it in just a little while. It's absolutely beautiful, and it has you on it.
It does.
Yes, it's absolutely
Where is
gorgeous.
that? Look at it. I wanna
We want
look
you to
at
have
it.
a really good
Oh,
look.
this
Hold
is-
on, here, let me help. It's got your Full Circle album cover on it,
Oh, yeah.
And your beautiful dress.
and it's perfect.
They nailed the flowers.
I
didn't
know.
They really did, didn't they? That's great. That's beautiful. I know it'll taste just as good, too.
Well, I
Here,
think
Mom.
we're probably ready
Stick
for
around,
some
kids. We're
questions,
gonna
right?
eat it.
Here, Mom. Do you want to move this?
You guys have been waiting patiently. I think, is it officially time for a little Q&A? All right, Joseph has the mic over here, so he's going to help facilitate that.
Any questions for Miss Loretta?
Ask you questions, so you got my.
Okay.
Questions for Loretta?
This is the
We've
greatest
got
birthday
Pam
party
Windsor
I've
with
ever seen.
Forbes.
I just want to ask you, Miss Lynn, how you feel today about the event and the upcoming celebration, and how you feel in general.
I feel great. I feel great. Thank you,
Amen.
honey.
We've got one right here, Gail with Pop Culture.
Hi, Miss Loretta. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, honey?
I'm good. You are such an icon, and all these artists are so excited to perform for you. I'm wondering who you're excited to hear perform some of your songs.
All of them. They're all great.
We've got Lexi here.
Hi, congratulations and happy
Hi.
early birthday.
How you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm great.
I just wanted to ask you, how does it feel to be such a pioneer for women in this industry? I mean, right now we've got so many new, young women coming up that look to you for advice and mentorship. And what kind of advice do you give them? And also, again, how does it feel to be, one of the top dogs in this industry and a forever
Feels
legend?
great. Feels great. I love all the artists that's coming on, and I don't know them, but I listen to them, and it's great. I can't wait to meet them.
We've got Pam again for you.
I just wanted to ask you, they talk about how you always told the story from your heart, and you always told it like it is. And I just want to know if you could talk about that a little bit.
Well, when I would write a song, I guess that'd be what they're talking about, isn't it? I would write about my life and what was going on around me right at the time, and how I was feeling, and how some of the other girls were feeling out there. So I tried to write for us all, I tried, honey.
Garth, we've got a question for you about Miss Loretta.
Hi, Garth. Over here, all the way over. I remember in 2010, you were Loretta's date
Yes,
to a
sir.
Grammy party.
One of the best nights of my life, yes.
What has
Oh, thank
Miss
you,
Loretta
Lord.
meant to you personally over the years?
Well, she sure showed all of us that I think there's things you aspire to be, and because of that, things come around you. Miss Loretta was one of the first instances I ever got to actually witness firsthand where who she was who she was always going to be. And it still attracted everything around her. So let me try to explain. When we decided, when I was lucky enough to be talking about being her date for the Lifetime Achievement Award for the Grammys, at the Ryman, I'd never performed at the Ryman before. Miss Loretta, we got to perform after the fire is gone. And so when I asked her if it's going to be a date, you want a limousine or you want a truck? She said truck. Right there, I knew I was going to be at home. It's going to be fun. So when I swung around to pick her up, she was in this beautiful ball gown, and there was glitter everywhere, which I love. And she walked right up to the driver's door. Oh my gosh. This is Oklahoma, right out of where I grew up. She didn't want to sit on the far side. I opened the door. She jumped in, scooted over, and sat right in the middle. And I'm driving going, this is Loretta Lynn. And I have her on my arm the whole trip in there. When we get out, I get out. That truck still has so much glitter. You can clean it 100 times, but it's got glitter in the seats. It's got glitter on the floorboard, and it's my favorite part.
I had to glitter up. I had to be seen, you know.
She was gorgeous. She was sharp. I just, I don't know. I'm in love with her, and just always will for so many reasons. So it's really nice. It was a lucky night for me and a blessed night for me. Ma'am, the young lady on the end. You asked the question, what is your name? Lexi. It's funny that you chose the word pioneer, that she is a pioneer. You look like my daughter's age, but I think you're wise beyond your years, because a pioneer never stops being a pioneer. And that definitely defines this woman, especially in this day and time where women notably have to work 1,000 times harder to get a tenth as much as guys do. I'm married to one of those women. And so respect for you to recognize Miss Loretta Lynn's contribution to all women and all female entertainers, for sure.
Do we have any further questions? Okay.
We've got Karina here.
Hi, Loretta, are you planning to do any duets during the show?
No, I come to listen.
And then one more, Stephen.
Loretta, I'm wondering how much songwriting you are doing these days.
I've done quite a bit. I want to get back into it real good, though, like I used to write. I used to write all the time. Now I'm just writing when I want to, and that's not good, because I don't want to.
We always want you writing. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. This will officially conclude the press conference. Thank you so much, Garth. Thank you, of course, Miss Loretta. And you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you to everyone who tuned in from home. Oh, yes. And stay for cake, that beautiful cake.